Why do I even still use Windows 10? Really, why? Well, there are a lot of reasons explaining that fact, but really a lot of reasons. First of all, Windows 10 is simply too nostalgic for me. I've literally used it since I was a little kid. I remember that when I was a kid, my father often used to buy new computers with Windows 10 for my mother. And since I was using her laptops a lot, well, I kind of really grew up around Windows 10. So I'm not ready to change of UI and OS behavior from one to another. But besides nostalgia, there are other legitimate valid reasons. Well, first of all, almost every program still supported and for years. For instance, when I downloaded a game on Steam a few months ago, it displayed stopping the support for Windows 7. Knowing that Windows 7 got unsupported in 2020, that made me wonder, so that technically means lots of Steam games will still support Windows 10 even 5 years after it got discontinued? Well, yes, honestly, yes. It's logic, and don't forget that a lot of computers were made with and still use Windows 10. So why would Steam drop support for millions of completely functional computers, and so does Microsoft? Another reason for my use of Windows 10 is that it's compatible with old and legacy games or apps. In fact, it could even run better on Windows 10 than on any OS. Windows 10 also runs great with older hardware and supports machines with low RAM or without TPM 2.0. For instance, unlike Windows 10, Windows 11 has got strict requirements for computers that a lot don't meet and that aren't this useful. And don't forget that Windows 10 is really stable. Honestly, you cannot say it isn't, because unlike Windows 11, Windows 10 has had years to mature, to develop. Nowadays, drivers are stable, apps are stable, and weird bugs are rare or inexistent. I've used Windows 10 on my current PC since October 2024, so it's precisely been 1 year and 5 months, and I didn't get a single weird bug. It's been perfect since then. And if you're that worried about Windows 10 not being supported and being hacked, this and that, which won't happen unless you go on weird websites that aren't secured or protected, or if you download malwares. Anyways, you can always use a VPN. I know a fast VPN that is free. Well, there's the free and paid version. I'm not sponsored, but I'll just say it. It's called ProtonVPN. I like it, even though you cannot choose the server, but I just like it. Anyway, now that I've covered Windows 10's advantages, I'll show you why Windows 11 isn't any better. To start with, Windows 11, unlike Windows 10, hasn't had years to mature and develop. Yes, it's been 4 years since its release, so you might think there was enough time. Well, technically yes, but in fact, no. 4 years isn't the same as 10 years, and when you wander on Reddit, for instance, to see posts about Windows 11, you're likely to find posts about what the heck is that weird bug on Windows 11 25H2? Really? And when you see the screenshot, you think, Microsoft, how did you manage to let that out? How? Another reason why Windows 11 isn't that better, it has got strict requirements, while they are absolutely not necessary. They really just want you to buy the license or new computer, but honestly, why would I spend $500 to $2,000 on a new computer just for an OS? Tell me why. I think those requirements are really stupid, even though you can bypass, because on the list there isn't, for instance, the Kaby Lake CPU architecture. Why isn't it possible natively to go to Windows 11 with that architecture? My i7-7700K performs everything that is CPU related great. I don't know why I couldn't natively go on Windows 11 with that CPU. Tell me, Microsoft, why couldn't a perfectly working CPU be compatible with Windows 11? That is totally stupid, and there are other great CPUs that can't run Windows 11 natively. For instance, the i9-7900X. It's got 10 cores and 20 threads, yet Windows 11 doesn't want it. Another valid CPU, the i5-6500. Why Microsoft? And there's something totally stupid, because the minimum CPU required is, be ready, the Intel Core i3-8100, which has got 4 cores and 4 threads. Well, then if it's got that amount of cores and threads, tell me why my i7-7700K isn't being supported while it's got the same amount of cores and threads, but has got even more gigahertz. I got 4.5 Watt boost, but the i3 has only got 3.6, and mine isn't being supported. You want worse? The i9-7900X, which has got 10 cores and 20 threads and runs between 3.3 and 4.3 GHz, isn't even being supported. Microsoft, in one word, nowadays you're stupid. Literally just that. Another reason Microsoft bullies you, pushes you to have their stupid Microsoft accounts, stupid OneDrive account, stupid ads in the start menu. I like the way Windows 11 looks, sure, but I hate the way it bullies you to be a part of it. Stupid. And guess what? Many features are unfinished. So okay, Microsoft, you want more money? Sure you want. You're a firm. That's okay. But what's not okay is why you push us into your stupid OS that is unfinished. And what's next? You're gonna push me over a cliff? No, seriously. It looks like two operating systems mixed together. And it isn't nice. And one last thing. It's strongly personal. The wallpaper is far from ideal. In fact, it's bad. Not good at all. Weak. A whole complete mess. Awful, terrible, a disaster, genuinely painful to see. If only you could add the image 100 back, but I mean natively. And by the way, Microsoft Copilot Plus, or whatever it's called, isn't making Windows 11 any greater. You should have just bought the right for ChatGPT included. It would have been infinitely better. Anyways, thank you for watching. If you're still there, don't forget to share the video, like it, comment it, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later. Bye. But really, subscribe. It helps me a lot.